Thank you very much, Lottie, and this has been one of the most unpredictable days of Halo we've seen in quite some time. And now we have a repeat of the grand finals from Salt Lake City. We have Space Station taking on Sentinels, and Andy, I've got to be honest, at this point I have no idea what could happen.
It's true. It feels like this is the biggest upset and most surprises, maybe the most unexpected matches we've seen since the Halo World Championship last year. Remember a lot of those upsets coming in on the Saturday. It's been a pretty wild bracket here as well. Now we're into your winners quarterfinal, Space Station versus Sentinels. As you said, a rematch from the SLC Grand Finals. Also worth noting, of course, Sentinels finding themselves on the receiving end of a 4-0 and also a 3-1 early in the tournament, bringing it to 7-1 in Salt Lake in favor of SSG.
One thing that's different, though, about Salt Lake City is the fact that this is neutral ground. This is not an SSG crowd, which is, you know, screaming from the rafters for the entirety of the series and every single time that we saw a kill being picked up. This is a Sentinels and Space Station crowd that's going to be split down the middle. So we're going to have to see if that has an influence. But one thing to kind of point out as well is it's a very interesting series layout here between the two teams. And one thing to highlight, I just want to talk about the Slayers a little bit, because SLC coming into that, we knew that Space Station had gone away and worked on them. And it showed in the results as well. They were very convincing in their Slayer record. But here in Fort Worth, they've struggled a little bit again. Yeah. If they can continue that form and get out to the hot start, then who knows what's going to happen in this series. This is the next step for Sentinels. Space Station, they're going to go back-to-back coming into this tournament, now with questions to answer. Can Sentinels take them down, send them to the elimination bracket, and clear their way towards that grand final?
That's the question here. As we said, a rematch from your grand finals in Salt Lake City. We're seeing it early due to bracket chaos here, and we are now into your winners quarterfinals. Space Station versus Sentinels. Game 1 is underway.
Here we go there. Falcated POV, a man who is looking to kind of fulfill potential. A lot of good talk about what he can do and the performances he puts in, but just looking for that championship to really solidify his position. That's one of the best in Halo Infinite. Stella, though, we've already seen one sniper rifle bullet hit a body and picking up the kill alongside it. There's another. It's a great start here for SSG. QT being picked up, and Sentinels find themselves with Falcated on his own.
Right away hits the QT as well. That will be at his disposal if he needs. Right now, just diving and dodging away from some grenades. Now, you're thinking it should be a walk in the park for SSG. Let's not forget, Sentinels was 9-1 in pools. SSG 8-4 in pools. Sentinels has looked strong this weekend so far.
It's going to be Space Station who have the early scoring in their hands, though. AB the setup. They transition away from C towards A to keep that 2 cap. Also contesting going down on B from Sentinels. Speaking of contesting, Boo learns that contesting Stella when he's got a sniper rifle, not the best of ideas.
Not at all. 25-0 now. Still on board here with Seller, just controlling and patrolling an LR. Ooh. Here he comes now. Challenge to push back a bit.
You can see they want to trap on those snipe side spawns, and Stella just missing that one bullet has now allowed Sentinels to escape. Eco tried to push off the back of predicted damage. Didn't happen. Now Sentinels is pushing forward themselves. 2v2 on the map at the moment, and Sentinels have managed to flip B. He gets taken back here by Sentinels as well. They managed to defend that. C being taken by Space Station, but they seem to be out-rotating at the moment. Sentinels, their opponents, picking up these kills bottom middle. Lethal starting to introduce himself to this game. A really good start from TJ. 4-3, who's 4-2 just outside that sentence, but will fall for a few seconds.
Really nice push there. Double player down the driveway to make sure they get B. However, Space Station answering the kills quite well. The foul was very good shots.
Really, really good shots. That thrust is such an important thing to pick up. The Sentinels find themselves 3 dead. It's going to be Stella who picks up that one thrust off of the body of Falcated, and it'll be a comfortable conversion now on that B stronghold. Now, interested to see how Space Station play this. Are they going to try and be aggressive, look for a triple cap here, and trap Sentinels in the trap?
See how long they can hold this BC. Stellar somehow manages to stay alive and dodge grenades. As Spartan knows he needs to sniff out now, and that's exactly what he does. Still holding BC though is Space Station. C starting to get converted now. Yeah,
really good push this actually from Sentinels up towards that nest. C should be flipped in a few moments' time, and Boo bottom middle. He's going to be able to flip B, excuse me. So it's a momentary triple cap here for Sentinels. Boo's going to be able to jump up to gold as well and pressurize the 2 players. Got the QT to escape as well, so mid-map control holding the line at the moment, Sen.
Find that QT is right there. Look, you can just pop gold whenever he wants. That's a very dangerous spot. Very, very efficient use of the QT from Boo.
Really, really smart placement, and now he moves in as well, and a lot of talk on the desk and from the stats guys behind the scenes about how well this guy has been playing. He's Q2ing back and forth at the moment, doing so much damage, still in that fight, but it allowed them to keep control, and I tell you what, Stella's just doing what he does best.
Tied here at 56. Sentinels now regains the lead on the AB hold, but one of the best QT usage we've seen. You don't always see a full min-max of the QT, where the last final QT, once you've done the job at your previous location, to QT when there's just a few frames left. Boo making sure to maximize there. See if they can continue on here. It's a small lead for them.
Great bait in there from Boo as well. He was just trying to take the attention away from Lethal, who pushed up, and now Lethal will get two. He should be able to move in towards C. The last player alive is going to be Penguin here for SSG. He will fall. It's a fresh 4 dead here for Sentinels. They should be looking for a triple cap. If they have someone in and around C, the spawns will be coming in maybe bottom of the snipe, and they are indeed. So it looks like the 2 cap is the decision. They're going to let the spawn and try and trap him.
See what Foul does here, lots of responsibility. You can tell he knows it. He actually gets bodied, though. That's going to make it difficult here, and Stellar cleans him up.
The Sentinels from a 4 dead find themselves on the receiving end of a 4 dead. Space Station escaped that spawn trap and managed to pick up the kills alongside. It's such a tight game, though, Andy, between the two at the moment. Only a few points separate them.
Fantastic game number 1 in the series, and to be honest, based on what we knew about Sentinels having only taken this game time off of SSG, we had hoped it might be this close. That's exactly what we have here. Eco skips the QT. Instead goes for the kill bottom middle. 3 dead for both sides. 1v1 between Spartan and Stellar.
One versus Stellar. Arguably the 2 standout players for their respective squads. It's going to be Stellar who wins that one, gets the reset onto B as well. Space Station will continue scoring and go into a lead now. Sentinels fall behind. They're now playing catch-up.
One of the best games of Strongholds I think we've seen this entire weekend here. Just back and forth. Yeah, back and forth each time. As these leads exchange, I think, at least 6 times in this game, which you don't always get to see in Strongholds.
Such a good decision there made to prioritize that kill onto Boo as well. So Boo's trying to kind of take attention away from B. Trying to be a distraction, let the rest of Sentinels flood onto B bottom middle. Stellar read it. So did the rest of SSG. They prioritized that kill, they refight, and now they have that triple cap.
2 dead here. What does Stellar do? Needs to be very careful with his QT because 2 of his teammates are dead and needs to make this push very. Of course, he makes a great play. QT's right away for no damage. Takes a new angle as well. Great 2v1 there from Sen.
Yeah, really good communication there from Sentinels to make sure that Stellar wasn't a problem for too long. They get the conversion onto B as well, but pressure now coming in from the LR and Glass. Spartan trying to flank here, trying to get behind enemy lines and maybe thinking about causing some problems here for the SSG lineup.
Still pretty close here, but Safe Haste slowly starting to pull away. 117 to 97, still an AB hold here. 2 dead for both sides. Big 1v1 win for Spartan, and he stays alive.
Yeah, really big reset though momentarily on bottom middle as well. You can see Bound and Penguin have doubled up on bottom middle themselves, so they get B back in their favor. But this is just a constant flipping of Strongholds at the moment. The killing spree for Spartan. A couple of nades going to be banked as well, and somehow he's still playing his life here. The amount of time he's bought for the rest of his team, really impressive like that one from Spartan.
Really impressive. Stayed alive so long in posters. Foul wins a 1v1. However, those will be traded out regardless. Lethal is your last player alive here, %.
Bound top middle, picks up that QT. He'll be able to nip around the map even quicker than he normally does. Put that down in a good spot. Sentinels all trapped up blue at the moment. Lethal wins his 1v1. Should be cleaned up quite easily here by Bound. As Sentinels turn their attention towards bottom mid. A couple of kills being picked up. Bound hits the body of Boo.
Oh,
snaps
boy.
onto the head as well. Stellar gets another. But look at the constant pressure around the map. No one can go on any kind of run at the moment. And it just seems like B is just a constant mosh pit.
Space Station scoring once again on BC. Notice a little bit of a difference from SLC. Players are hitting the QT immediately. Even if it's not the most optimal position for your QT, you hit it immediately. So you always have the get out of jail card. And beautiful use there for Bound. Stellar, unsurprisingly, putting on a show as well.
It's almost as if Stellar looked at Booby then and just went, I missed that one. Let me just kill this guy quickly and I'll look at you again. And that's exactly what he did. Space Station now continuing to score and starting to rack up a little bit of a lead in this game. One of the most significant we've seen for quite some time. It's around 60 points. Spartan's already down to half shields at the moment, and Stellar just trying to trap him here at C.
What was just a tie game around the 60 mark. As 3 to 4 dead, and of course Stellar cleans up the last one. And things are getting out of hand. Off of the 4 dead, it's a trip cap for Space Station as well. They are up 186 to 101.
Now look at Sentinels, they're all trapped in blue at the moment. They're gonna have to flood through some very horrible chokes at the moment. There's gonna be numerous players. A killing spree here for Stellar, and that's the spree we were talking about, what was missing from this game. Lethal falls as well. Foul has no idea, it's triple. Or a double that he's awarded. I would say that was 3 in a row. He maybe deserved the triple.
He's doing it all here. As course on the fadeaway to go back up the ramp backwards. Still a trip cap here at the 240 mark.
This is getting out of hand, and Sentinels are very much in the blender at the moment. Just like that, click your fingers and you miss it. SSG steam away with the Strongholds game in those last few minutes. They're up by 1.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Trip Cap comes in heavy at the 170 mark, and before you know it, back-to-back 4 dead, and Space Station Gaming is up 1-0 in the series. As we said, a 15-kill margin in a game type like this is a big one. We'll see if they can repeat here. Game number 2 underway. Space Station leading 1-0.
And not quite catching anyone on that threat seeker by the looks of things, but he does have a Bulldog. We've got the Rockets first, but it was a little bit of an exchange of kills. Estella's trying to flank the Shrouders down, and now he's in trouble. Falcate comes out. It's 4 dead for Space Station. Where's that final rocket gone as well? Is it still down? Has anyone used a Spartan scan to find that weapon on the floor?
Looks like it might have been down right between kind of bottom mid and B stairs, right around the palms. We'll see if it's still there. However, we're not sure if Sentinels has too much time to even be able to worry about it. It's all 4 players up on the map, of course.
Game slows down almost instantly here. Sentinels not trying to re-pressurize too much off the respawn, even though it was a fresh 4 dead. Penguin gets put out for just a moment. There's enough to bait. Stella missed a couple of shots there, which is a bit uncharacteristic. And now he comes back in, and all of a sudden he's not missed it again. It's a double kill for Stella. He's looking for more as well, and they've turned over the Stalker rifle as well.
A really interesting ring around the Rosie there on Neon to the L. We actually had multiple flanks on both sides, from the tower side as well as the tram side, that resulted in the game staying now within 3. So while Space Station had started to win that overall, Sentinels bounces back and keeps the lead.
Round challenging, the Spartan just couldn't hit that 3rd shot with the Stalker. And that's the margins that you're going to find decide these kind of games between these teams. Round now flying, trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Penguin has managed to pick up that Stalker rifle as well, so SSG, you would say, have a weapon advantage, but it's 25 seconds or so until we see the 2nd set of rockets.
You can tell that both teams are really just playing for that, right? Things have slowed down considerably. Game comes within 1 now. We'll see where this next one goes. Who was able to get taken down, bringing the game now to 8-8, all tied up here. 2 minutes of play have taken place.
1 kill between the 2. Spartan versus Bound. Spartan's going to win that one. Penguin cleans it up, gets that trade. Booby going to trade it out almost immediately. That's how efficient both these teams are being at the moment. As Eco with the Shroud, one of the last players alive for Space Station, manages to sneak in and grab the Rockets.
Really well done there with the Shroud. And anytime that Shroud goes down with players at this level, it really should be perfectly placed in a way that lets them get away with the Rockets the exact way that Eco did. That brings the game tied at 11.
Eco with an easy kill bottom middle here as well. Falcate will trade it out. Rockets now out of commission, so it's Falcate for a few seconds. Lethal going to be challenging against Eco. Penguin is there to give a bit of assistance and keeps not only his teammate alive, but picks up the kill onto Lethal, and now we see the scores flip. It was the Rockets that changed the game. It's a 2-kill advantage now for SSG.
See how they play this slow once again. You can just tell. They know here in the winner's quarters, this is the team they met in the grand finals only 3.5 weeks ago. You could just tell by the pace of the game that they know that. They know that this opponent is not one to be taken lightly whatsoever.
Looking to pick up a little bit of info. I'm pretty sure the Stella might have the Bulldog as well. Close range fights might be good for Stella. Changes to the battle rifle though and gets that opening damage and that opening kill here for SSG. It's a 3-kill advantage for them. And you can see the flex position at the moment that Eco is playing. Yeah. He can respond to anyone. He's looking at Penguin, he's looking at Stella. He's trying to be that 2nd battle rifle in those 1v1s to turn it into a 2v1.
They do lose Stellar here, however, the kills will be traded out. Bound's going to grab another one here at 16-14. Let's get to a listen in with Space Station Gaming.
Come in, one shot. Here, I'm here. One shot in B, red and 3.
One shot right there. I'm looking.
Still one shot dead. In B.
Spartan.
He's red, dead. I'm driving with you.
Arcade weak.
In heaven.
One shot planners, one shot break.
Two there. One's one shot. I'm one shot break.
Yeah, Kevin, push it out.
Just live red, I'm one.
Kevin, I'm here. Kevin, back up.
I'm dying. I'm gonna die.
Pushing up B.
Kevin, live. Just there. One shot, Kevin, one shot.
Oh, I died.
Planners.
Rocket soon.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Adam.
Don't die for me.
Dude, there's 2 there.
Tires weak, you're gonna be okay.
Giving you one shot.
Tires weak.
One shot tires. Another one shotty window.
Rockets
Play for Rockets.
C stairs.
There's C-stairs. Yeah, C-stairs on.
Got him. I'm shooting him.
On Rockets, guys. On Rockets, laundry.
One shot, weak spikes.
One is laundry.
He's running away, spikes. On 2 on shotty, both weak.
They're scamming.
One
One shot laundry. One shot
laundry. 3 dead.
Let's go Boobadoo agent or ATM.
How many guys? One rocket on my ass.
Okay, I'll get it.
3 dead.
I spawned C.
I spawned B. Okay,
I can push out your C.
Could be back trash.
I'm gonna check it.
Yeah, they're going.
Spawn break.
One shot bricks, Spartan.
Heaven, lethal.
One shot bricks, Spartan.
We Kevin.
Hold on, I have stalker guys.
We can go kill.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't have to do
On
anything.
me, Cafe.
I'm looking at you,
BJ, one shot BJ.
I hear you.
I stalker him once.
Heaven, Planner's weak. Planner's one
Let's
shot.
see, let's see, guys. I'm
Watch bricks. Be safe, quick.
Pillars.
Be pillars, quick, Zach. Just let
Right back tower.
Bricks, Planners.
Check back tower.
Good. I think we're good.
Okay. I'm shotting tires.
Where am I fight?
Yo, Kevin, I'm playing cafe with you.
I'm just
Kevin,
sitting dead. I'm sitting dead, man.
I'm dead.
No, there's two cafe guys. Two cafe.
I'm looking cafe. I'm looking. I'm dead.
Could be one shot.
Jump out of the comms. Something I've got to highlight, Andy, that I love hearing in communication is, I'm looking at you.
Right.
You're the player who's being told that by your teammate. It means you've got cover. It means you can escape. And you can re-challenge the moment that your shields come back.
Absolutely, really good comms, and it's led to a really good lead as well. 28-21 now as they clean out back A. Falcon tries to fly in, but it's not going to be easy, and still more in Cafe as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinels are finding it difficult at the moment to get 4 players back on the map. SSG are just pushing the pace, and there's another double kill coming in for Bound. It's a 10-kill advantage. By the way, Stella on your screen, he's 12-5 with 6 assists as well. Stella is taking this game over.
I think there was a question, can Stellar do it again, right? I think everyone saw what Stellar did at Salt Lake City on home turf. The question was, can a player do that again? And so far, this game is an indication that yes, he's at a 2.0 KD in this game alone, 12-6.
Sentinels need to try and stagger their deaths a little bit here. But Eco is just keeping that pressure up. They need to get this next set of rocket Sentinels, otherwise this might be game over. 4 seconds left until that rocket launcher drops on the map. Lethal in position, bus stop. Trying to do a little bit of damage. The flank coming in now, but Eco read that one like a book, but Falcated wins it. Spartan wins another important fight as well. But even though Bound kind of keeps the numbers a little bit even, they forgot about Penguin. Penguin gets one. Sentinels still fighting for this rocket launcher, but nobody able to get it off the pad.
Really interesting timing here. Eco's your last player alive, but he's alive in the right place in the right time where the rockets still haven't been grabbed.
So even after kills exchange, it's kind of a similar setup to what we saw just before this last set of kills went down. Spartan loses the Stalker Rifle. Boo Boo gets chased down as well. Eco trying to clear the way for teammates. Penguin last alive. Penguin gets the rockets, but not the kill with the first one out the chamber.
Well, really interesting rocket grab there. It really took a while for either team to get any sort of control, and to be honest, for Penguin to be your last player alive as the one who grabbed the rockets tells you just how uncharacteristic it was. 40-30 now, 10-kill lead for SSG.
Yeah, I felt like Sentinels needed that rocket launcher, and they didn't get it. It's as simple as that, and now you're seeing an 11-kill advantage. Boo Boo's going to be chased down. There's multiple players who just say, I want to add a +1 to my tally. That's Penguin, once again, with that Commando and the Battle Rifle combination, putting down so much damage for his team.
Felt like forever for Penguin Shields to come back. They finally do. Stellar here, 15. Oh boy, you can run, but you can't hide. Penguin comes right back up with the Stalker Rifle. Now just 5-4 kills to go here for SSG.
And I just want to point out Penguin's stats at the moment. Ooh, he almost managed to turn on Spartan as well. He's 12 kills, 12 assists, 7 deaths. It's almost a perfect stat line as Stella goes on yet another killing spree.
Just right between the cracks, hits that one Stalker Rifle shot. Beautifully done. 48-32. Now only 2 kills to go here for SSG. Here comes the collapse.
Yeah, they know where they are as well. Lethal might be the last victim. And it will be Space Station who close things out. Map number 2 goes their way. Their Slayer record now stands at 3-3 as they pick up the win and move 1 game away from the next round. Well, here we go then. This could be the final game of the series here between SSG and Sentinels. Bound going straight into that B hill, I should say, excuse me. And now the support comes after the information is gathered. It's 3 dead. It's 4 dead. It's SSG all alive. And inside of that hill already.
And Overshield up in 10. And you can bet based on the spawns. Let's see, first 2 come in mud. Are they going to be split? No, they're actually all going to be tower. This should be an easy overshield as well.
Bound's POV has been perfect, by the way. Eco's POV is going to grab an overshield, but Stella has a snipe, and he hasn't missed yet in this game. I've just seen him popping up time after time, and now with the heat wave, Eco's on the flank. Eco's going to have some fun as well. Sentinels don't have a chance at the moment. They've got snipes to go against. They've got overshields to go against. They've got heat waves to go against. They can't get a kill, let alone near that hill. It's going to be a perfect first hill here for SSG.
Oh my god, perfect first hill, perfect opening, perfect overshield grab. He still has 25% overshield left after scoring the first hill. That tells you everything you need to know. Boo Boo gets team shotted as well. And the advantage still coming in the form of Space Station. Finally, they're 3 dead. Stellar's your last player alive.
Stella's last player alive, but he's still got 1 bullet left, and it wouldn't surprise me to see him get an opening pick with it as well. It's a body shot and Bound. They'll clean it up immediately. Now they can start to formulate this push, but they are kind of trapped at the back of the tower here, working their way through mud. Lethal gets a trade, but there's Stellar as well with a double kill himself.
You put it perfectly, Mark. You can leave Stellar, but heaven forbid he's got one snipe shot left. Guess what? He blows the thing right back open. It's 2 dead for both sides momentarily. Eco getting taken down, though, will maintain a lead here for Sen.
3 dead, making 4 dead. Sentinels starting to find a little bit of form, find a little bit of rhythm here. As SSG will be spawning once again over at the back of green. It's not where you want to be spawning. So many easy angles to try and pick off here for Sentinels, and the first hit was perfect for Space Station. Well, this one's looking pretty damn good for Sentinels. They only let a kind of a millisecond of it go the way of SSG, but no, the kill doesn't come in immediately, but the trade and the explosions will be good enough. Now, where does that OS go? It's going over to Sentinels as they get that hill on the board.
Big hill and a big turnaround here with this overshield as well. Can they convert? It looked like this was going to be SSG all the way without any doubt, but it's a big response from Sentinels. What can Lethal do with the overshield?
Needs to find some targets. Sentinels back on the map for now. Eco trying to scarper away himself. Player taken down bottom middle, but not many engagements been taken yet. And look at this sneaky position. Eco's got that repulse, but a little bit too close to really have an impact with it at the moment. Bound versus Lethal. Lethal with the perfect 4 and the double kill. And now you're seeing Sentinels with control of the garage hill, with players on the map as well. And around 25% to 30% of that hill.
Score on the board, as you said. Kills on the board and confidence as well. Let's get into a listener here with Sentinels.
Goes there, he goes there.
Bitter. In A. Already fast. Do not die, Tyler. Do not die.
He's on you,
He has a fucking repulse on me. And Bitter spawn, Mike. He's one. One shot. You hit him with that nade?
Sniper's up.
No, I spawned.
I'm trying to get the screens to stay alive here.
AP through the smoke for snipe.
I'm in now. It's on me, small door. Bound.
On him in. Coming, Jesse.
On him,
One shot.
Nice.
Hey,
Two screens.
Pillars.
Pillars and 2 screens.
Push still.
Pillar's really weak.
Coming, Mikey.
One shot bottom in.
And one's top, bottom. I can get him, yeah. And one's tower. Yep, I'm hitting big.
Behind me, dummies.
Should only be one guy.
Bottom in with weapon. Bottom in key door with snipe. Rat tunnel with snipe.
Kill hill. Yeah.
Rat tunnel weak on teach.
Go.
One shot jail.
Let me go swamps. One shot, no. I have death cam. Sitting rat. With sniper. He's on this back A steps.
I naded it.
I saw Peter. They're behind you guys.
Weak.
I did.
I got killed from movie.
Where's the guy?
We never killed the rat tunnel. We never killed rat tunnel in back A.
Kill the one, dude. That one there, rats on him.
Yeah.
He's just
Going
big door.
Three plus. One's free. They're not on it yet.
Sniping it down. He's sniping it
Yeah,
down.
one shot look cuts.
I got one. He got a melee on
Small
me.
door.
though. Small door killing me.
Okay, I have a shot.
Yeah. One shot. Small door.
Dead. Screens again.
Alright, get healed now.
So jump out the comms, back into the game. Sentinels cannot convert that hill. It's SSG who managed to go up 2 to 1 here, but now you're seeing the money hill, and you're seeing Spartan with that all glowing overshield on his body. This is an opportunity for SSG to maybe tie this up.
Very good shots, very good damage as well, the way he's able to push in cuts there, eliminate both threats, essentially pushing one through the dummy door and eliminating the next one on the cuts as well. This will lead to more time on the board.
50% of the way done here, Sentinels on this hill as well. Falcade and Lethal just death crosses in front of him though. Bound is going to challenge and win that fight as well with a sidekick. Even with the overshield, it wasn't enough to hold off the push. Boo gets one with a stick. The Sentinels come off the respawn now on the tower. Eco trying to hold down that hill.
See what Eco can do. Pressure is coming in, but he should be able to angle away here. As the help, pressure and support coming in from the scoreboard, but Penguin falling is dangerous for him. And now that's 3 dead. Stellar's last player alive.
Yeah, Stellar's trying to clean up a few one-shots. Not going to be able to though, and those kills going in the favor of Sentinels means this will be a tie game in just a few moments' time. Sentinels get that point on the board. It's 2 to 2. There's still life in Sen yet.
Not life in that repulse though. Spartan tries to take up to the sandbags and has to actually take the long way around eventually though. Getting his first kill. Can he get the second one as well? No, Stellar's up to the task, but Sentinels making this not an easy feat in this game number 3.
Stellar gets absolutely nuked there by a couple of frag grenades thrown his way. Falcade won't get the trade onto Bound. And SSG have control of the tower side. This is the ideal setup for them, but there's Spartan, there's Boo in the kill feed. Bound now has to leave that position. Where's the Boo-Boo's here? And he's got an assault rifle. Gets that trade. 3 dead here for SSG, 2 alive for Sen.
A little bit of a 1v1 here for a moment as Stellar should be getting. Yes, Stellar does get the overshield, which is a big turning point in this game. Traded out though in a very important trade.
Yeah, really impressive that from Lethal as well. When it collected that heat wave that just come off free spawn, therefore he was able to do big DPS onto that overshield. Immediately cleaned up, so not too much of an impact on this game. Heat wave going to be picked up by Spartan as well, and Now Space Station find themselves 3 dead. Stella's been spotted out as last alive as well. And even though they're over halfway to capturing this hill, Sentinels once again are standing inside of it.
Stellar gets a trade there, but not sure how important it's going to end up, as continued control, continued points here for Sentinels. Need to stay alive here long enough to wait for their teammates to respawn.
There's a lot of pressure on Falcated here to hit some good shots because the flood is coming in from the A flat. And there's a Shroud screen as well. And I tell you what, it's impossible to hit people when you can't see them, but there is one almost. Hits the second as well, but that Shroud from Space Station, it's brilliant. They now take all of Sentinels down, they regain control of the tower, and you've just given Stella, wow, momentarily, a sniper rifle lead now for SSG. They get that 3rd hit on the ball.
Like you said, a very, very impressive Shroud, perfectly executed there, and also really, really well-timed slays to get the lead here. 3-2 with 3 minutes left.
One of the best Shrouds I think I've seen in quite some time, to be honest with you. Stella now on his own. Lethal trying to hunt down that final kill. Loads of time left on the clock here. The problem for Sentinels is they know they can't afford to let another hill slip. Otherwise, that will be Space Station's game and Space Station's series. Overshield coming up in around 25 seconds or so as well. And if Sen can get this early time and win that battle, we will have a tie game.
Space Station, they play it slow, they play it patient, and they get the first pick. Beat a lot of pressure on Lethal here.
Doesn't have any repulsors left. Trying to dodge eco, but
wow,
every single player has fallen. Falcate's just come off a respawn as well. He will be able to fight for the overshield, but Penguin's here with a sidekick, shredding away at the shields. And even though Falcate is trying to escape him, does a pretty darn good job of it initially. Penguin's going to chase him down. Spartan, no idea that Penguin's coming for him as well. Eco helps him out. There's another Shroud. The Shrouds have been SSG's friends.
Really, really good Shroud. Oh no, the reversal back smack with the Shroud out of Penguin will maintain control. And all the while, of course, is Stellar picking up that overshield that they left in the open field. It's a clean grab and only a few points away. The Space Station closing this out.
SSG inside of that hill. One more push here for Sentinels. Otherwise, it is going to be the sweep. Keep your eyes on that kill feed, everyone. If it's SSG who get the kills, it'll be SSG who take the series. Eco, though, kind of left on his own momentarily. A couple of players fall. Sentinels need to flood this. They need to push this. But here's Eco. There's a double kill. Will he get the triple?
You might finally get taken down, but does all the damage you needed anyway. Spartan's your last player alive here.
4 dead. Sentinels may be able to pressurize one more time, but it's going to have to be a straight line push, which is never a nice thing to do. Not going to be able to get there. SSG return to form and repeat the same dosage to SSG we saw when they won that championship just under a month ago.
What a convincing win there. Not just in the series, but also in that game. Really, really impressive stuff, and it's the same exact fashion. They only outslay 65-60. However, on the board in terms of the hills, they win 4-2. It's a decisive victory objectively, and you really can't knock their efficiency right now. They're everywhere they need to be on the map.